there's been commentary in the past around becoming the operating system for commercial industries. You talked about airline industry, maybe just talked about healthcare for a little bit there. But are there other examples, industry examples you could talk about how that's pulling in customers to standardize operations around Palantir? Thank you.
Thank you. There are a lot of the new deals we're working. So it's like if you look at the timeline of Palantir, 2 years ago it was all kind of, 3 years ago it was like analytics and operations, and what you see now is kind of people building off of wanting a standardized, productized version of what we did at Airbus, what we've done internally at BP, what we did with Lilium. And so what I can tell you is, like, of the very big deals we're working on now, they're almost all this. It's like we used to have to educate people. They didn't believe us. And it's interesting. I do think it's like, obviously, there was also just a COVID distribution thing. I mean, COVID distribution in England. England is not one healthcare system. It's 600 hospitals that are countries. It's like 600 countries. And this is true. And so just seeing this happen, or networks of people hearing this happen, is the reason why you have 80% organic growth in the U.S. ex SPAC, and with almost no salespeople. It's because people are now like, okay, now the caveat here is this is not for everybody. So there's like not everybody wants. Where this is particularly valuable is you have a business that is not protected by a moat, but has real insights on how to do something and wants to take over their industry. So it's like you're sitting there, you have a product that is maybe the best in the world, maybe the second best in the world, but it's not protected. But you do have insights that are for software you could take over your market. And that's where we're seeing it. The thing that's really changed is, for once, it's not me fighting my way into the person's office and then throwing me out. It's them calling and saying, no, we know this can work. The pilot phases now are like days. And then we're on, and we're working on 2 or 3 of these now. It's like, it's very, very exciting. The one thing I would say as a caveat though is, it's a little bit, we are both working on this and working on modularization with equal force. And they're just not the same thing. Somebody who wants this is not buying modular Palantir. They want the whole Foundry thing. And what they want help with is like, well, how would we identify people to hire to write to your platform? That's actually a big new question. Like, where can we find people? They don't have to be Palantir quality software engineers. Those are just too rare. But and what we're doing with our platform is making it so that just smart people can actually write to it. And so that increases our TAM a lot, because smart and smart enough, or specialized smart to write code at the level you write it here, those are just completely different TAMs.